What's up, Journey fam? And to any guest, welcome, welcome, welcome. It is 2024. Can you believe it? Oh my gosh, the time has just flown by. It really, really has. And it has been a while since I did another sit down video. And I was just sitting around thinking, and as I'm going through things with my clients, because for those that don't know, I am a licensed therapist. And so as I'm going through the new year things with my clients, I'm also thinking about my family here on YouTube and the things that I could be sharing with y'all too. So I sat down and I thought about what could I do for my family that's on YouTube. And I think we're going to talk about doing the new you in 2024. And so, I wanted to do something kind of like the same, but a little off kilter from the traditional like New Year's resolutions. Like it's still you, but reinventing you, right? The new you, because you can change anything you want or need to change in your life. If you just do the things and put the action behind it, you can make some changes in your life. So, we are going to talk about that today. How do I change some of the things I've been doing, some of the ways I've been maybe acting, things I need to improve on or get better with? Let's talk about all that today as a family. And let's just talk about that stuff and see what we can accomplish today. Okay, the first thing we're going to talk about is health. Because let's just be honest. If you don't have health, honey, you don't have nothing at all, right? If you're 6 feet under, you're not up here amongst us. So we have to take care of our health. How many of us have been neglecting our health in 2023, 2022, 2021? I mean, do I need to keep going? We do. We do that a lot. It's often like, I'm going to go to the doctor. Oh, I need to go to the doctor. Man, I need to make that appointment to go to the dentist. Like, those are the things that in 2024, if you have not been doing, it's time to start doing. It's time to start actually sitting down, grabbing a planner of some sort, and making your appointments. Don't tell me you don't have time. That is the number one thing that I hear my clients say is, I don't have time. Yes, you do. You have time, and if you don't have time, you need to make time, right? On your lunch break, you may not want to, but if that is the only time during the daytime you can do the things you need to do to handle your business, it's got to be done. Sit there and chomp on your sandwich in the car while you're waiting on the dentist or whoever to answer the phone or schedule you an appointment. Sit down with your husband, your wife, yourself if you're by yourself. Go over your finances and see, when can I fit in a copay to go to the doctor. You have to start taking care of your health better this year. And by the way, if I'm looking down, you already know I'm a little handy dandy notebook. It's down below. So I am looking at my notes that I have made so that I do not forget anything. All right. So that means, guys, setting your appointments for your PCP, that's your primary care physician. That is your basic doctor. When you are sick, you go to this doctor because you have a cold, you have something's hurting on your body, whatever. They're the ones that usually give you the referrals to go to the other doctors if something's wrong. Go to your PCP and have your annual checkups, your physicals. That's where they're running blood work tests on you. That's where they're checking your body and just checking to see how things are going. If you have complaints, this is where it needs to land, because this is usually who refers you to those other doctors. For our women, our OBGYN checkups, I had somebody the other day tell me they hadn't been in almost 10 years. Girl, what are we doing out here in these streets? I'm gonna need you to make an OBGYN appointment ASAP, okay? Any grown adult needs to be going to the OBGYN. We need to be getting our checkups to make sure we don't have any signs of breast cancer, ovarian cancer, cyst on our ovaries because you're hurting, like unusual cycles, all those things that we all complain about, like all that pain we're having during cycle time. Ladies, that something could be wrong. I can tell you firsthand, I've had it and something was wrong and I needed to go and get it fixed. But because I go regularly, we already knew what was up and what needed to be done. So do not wait until something turns into something so painful or so bad, or for some women, fatal. For some women, like means infertility. Don't wait before you go get yourself checked out. That needs to be an every year thing. And if it hasn't been, this is the year. You need to look up, call your insurance company, have them send you your list of doctors in your network. Look up your OBGYNs, look at reviews, and pick one and go. Ask around to who your other people go to, your friends and family. Try out their doctors, but I need you to go to your OBGYN. The dentist, that's for everybody. Take care of them chompers, those teeth, honey. We've got to have a beautiful smiles. Dermatologist, that's your basic skin doctor. If you have any kind of, skin issues, rashes, anything like that, anything going on with the scalp. Your ophthalmologist, that's getting your eyes checked. Your podiatrist, if you're having feet issues. Girl, whatever it is that you've been neglecting, girl or guy, whatever you've been neglecting, I'm gonna need you to get on that. 2024 is the year that we take better care of our health. You need to start grabbing things like these. If you are prone to any kind of urinary tract issues, UTIs, things of that sort. I've had them before and don't want them. This is something that my pharmacist recommend that I just take with my other vitamins just to kind of keep things regulated, just because, not because I even had anything wrong. So getting these over the counter costs you what, maybe $4 or $5? Get these. Get these because this is going to help keep you regulated. Your regular women's vitamins or men's vitamins. If you're struggling with stress or anxiety, guys, I've shown this on several other of my my vlogs. This is for stress. This is for stress. They're Olly gummies. They're all natural stuff. They even have them for anxiety. They have them for sleep. Listen, that was that was the deepest sleep I ever seen in my life. If y'all having issues with sleep, you better go and get you some of these Olly Sleep gummies. I was having dreams that I ain't never had before. It was quite strange. But they work, and this works too, guys. I explained this in my last video. It's almost like a prickly pear or a pineapple, and somebody cuts off the little pricks off the side of it, and so it's not smooth, right? It's not smooth, but it's not prickly either. It's not hurting you either. So imagine being so stressed out you want to cry. You feel the emotion, but you're not so sad that you're just breaking down in tears constantly. Kind of what this does, right? So again, they have them for stress, for anxiety, for sleep, for energy. They have them for energy for my people who have low energy. They have these for energy. So go and get checked out, because if you do have low energy, you could have low iron, deficiency. You can need more vitamin D. It could be all kinds of things. You need to go and get checked out and make sure your health is together. Health is like your bottom tier basic needs. That's sleep, water. That's all your basic needs. Needs to be taken care of, okay? I'm gonna get off my soapbox on that one, but that one is important, because if you don't have health, you don't have life. If you don't have life, we're not here to enjoy our children, the experiences of the world, the people that we find that bring us joy, the things that bring us joy in life. You need to do it and not wait till you're so sick that you're like, man, I should have done XYZ. Next on the list is mental health. Now, I already told you what I do, so mental health is super important. It is just as important to me as health, which is why I put it right underneath health. Your mental health has to be stable, guys. It affects how you function with yourself, how you function with your children, how you are able to function and handle things at work. Definitely how you function in your relationships. Like, it is super important that you take care of your health. Those gummies that I mentioned just a moment ago are part of taking care of your health. If you are stressed out and you're like, I ain't taking no medicine, then go get these. They're at Walmart, they're at CVS, they're everywhere. You don't want to be so stressed out or so frustrated with life that it is oozing out of your pores and kind of going on to everything and anyone around you. That's when we start like hating our jobs and hating people and isolating and, not wanting to deal with our children or trying to escape our children or short-tempered with them a whole lot. Or our relationships where we're then nitpicking at each other or exploding on each other. Your mental health does have to be stable. It is 2024, and it literally is the year now where people are going to therapy as if they're putting on their clothes, right? My clients are like, I tell everybody about you. Like, it is part of, even when there's nothing wrong with them, they're still going to therapy because they just want to maintain the mental health, okay? So in 2024, if you have been needing to go get some help for your mental health, whether that is a psychiatrist or a therapist like myself, you need to go. What is the difference between those? I know that not everybody knows that. I don't think I knew that before going to school for it. Let's talk about the difference. Okay. You have a psychiatrist, and then you have myself. So that's your LPCs, your MFTs, any of those. Even LMSWs can do therapy now, all of that. All right. That means if you go see an LPC, an MFT, an LMSW, any of those, your basic therapy, family therapy, group therapy, individual therapy. That is therapy of the mind. Okay. That is us sitting down like we're talking just now. And I'm saying, hey, what's going on? Tell me about what you want to work on in your life, what you want to improve on in your life. Tell me about the cheating issue that you have. Like, honey, I have seen it and heard it all. Okay. But that's where you go. And that person is your mental vault. You can literally brain dump on them any and everything. I've heard the wildest things you ever thought of. And I am the vault. I cannot legally tell anyone about anything that anyone tells me or says to me, unless it's like they plan to go kill somebody, then that's a thing. But I cannot tell anybody anything. That is your vault. That is your person. That's your accountability partner. They are going to help you try to change some of the bad habits that you have, and maybe the way you speak to your partner, or the way you act, or try to figure out why you act those ways and get to the root of the issue so that they can help you get better. That is your basic therapist. Not that that's basic, because baby, we ain't basic over here, okay? But just saying, that is the average therapist. Then you have your psychiatrist, and that is the doctor where you go to them and you talk to them just a little bit. They're going to ask a few questions, but your sole purpose of going to a psychiatrist is to see, do I have a mental condition that's prohibiting me from functioning? So sometimes that is like everything from like the highest of like schizophrenia all the way down to just bipolarism, chronic depression, things like that, where you need medication. That's where you're going, because I can no longer do this by myself. Things like this are not working. I think I need some kind of medication to help me. They're going to talk to you just enough to see what's going on with you and kind of the symptoms you're having, how you're behaving, and they're going to prescribe you some medication. Now, the therapist worked hand in hand with the psychiatrist. We often even communicate to each other to kind of help you out to get what you need out of the medication situation. So that is that. You don't always have to be on medication to be in therapy, and vice versa. Okay. But sometimes they do go together, and that's okay. But all I'm saying is, if you have been struggling with any kind of mental health issues, anger issues, even just severely stressed or anxious all the time for no reason, maybe you're a super overthinker, maybe you're a cheater and you can't stop cheating. I mean, I have heard it all. Go see someone. Psychology Today is a great resource to find therapists of all kinds. You can filter that thing down to like the race, the gender, your insurance, all kinds of things. Try Psychology Today if you don't know anyone in your local area, or you can call your insurance company if you have mental health benefits, and they can send you your list of people that are in your network. But definitely check on your mental health. All in all, if you've been neglecting your mental health, stop it. Stop it. Take care of it just like you do your body. Our mind is just as important as taking care of our body. If you go to the doctor because your body is hurting, why will you not go to the doctor because your mind or your heart is hurting? It is something to be fixed, just like the body is. So do not neglect your mental health in 2024. Let's change that. Let's normalize that. You don't have to be crazy to be going to a therapist anymore. I know that used to be the stigma. It's not anymore. People literally go even when nothing's wrong. People come to me just because I want to maintain what I have fixed. I want to make sure my relationship stays together, and should we have a problem, we know where we can come to fix it. Okay, so let's normalize that, and let's take care of our mental health in 2024. Okay, the next thing we're going to talk about is relationships. In 2024, we want to be checking in on our relationships. If this is something that doesn't come easy to you and you feel like, oh, I've got so many, I don't know, get a piece of paper and sit down and write down all the people that you consider friends, all the people that you consider close to you. And let's take a closer look at those people and see, are they still a good fit for us going into 2024? Sometimes, guys, we are going to have to shed some people and some things sometimes. My grandmother used to always say, if it doesn't bear fruit, then don't do it. Right? And I feel the same way about relationships. Relationships are supposed to be reciprocal. And if they are not reciprocal, meaning that it's something's happening on both sides, not just one, then it's kind of no good. Now, let me just preface with this. I've had situations where I felt like this relationship might be ending. And we're not talking about romantic relationships. We're going to get to that. We're talking about like friendships and maybe like close girlfriends, what we considered BFFs, back in the day, whatever. We're talking about friendships right now, and they are relationships. So even this is a relationship, right? Me and my Journey family, this is a relationship. We're taking care of each other, right? So If they're not reciprocal, what you can do is, I've had a situation where I've gone to the person because I'm feeling like, man, I'm not getting the same out of this that I'm putting in it. But before I totally trash it and scrap it, I want to check in and make sure I've done what I can do first. So go to the person. If there's somebody you haven't heard from in a long time and they don't reach out to you unless you reach out to them, they won't text you unless you text them, they're not going to call you and ask you to go out to eat unless you ask them, hey, let's catch up. Reach out to them. Reach out to them in 2024. We're going to be forthcoming in 2024. We're going to say how we feel. Hey, I haven't heard from you in a while. To be honest, it kind of hurts my feelings when, you know, I don't hear from you or you don't invite me or whatever it is you want to say, you know, and just let the person know like how you feel about it. Like it would be nice if sometimes you would invite me to dinner or invite me over, or, you know, if I heard from you first sometimes instead of, you know, the other way, and see if the person is willing to work on it with you. That's what relationships are all about. They're not about perfection. They're about working on things together. And two people, three people, however many people want to work on it, it can get better. A real friend is going to respond accordingly. Oh my gosh, girl. I did not even know you felt like that. I'm so sorry. I didn't even realize that that was happening. You know, I'm not trying to make any excuses. You know, this and that was happening. I'm going to do better, right? Because as grown people, we have wives and husbands and children and jobs and careers and sometimes extracurricular activities, and our kids have things going on. Life happens. And so this is not a high school thing where we can like sit up and chop it up every day, all day long, right? Understandable. But it also should not be to where you are the only one reaching out, doing all the things. That should not be that way. So now, if they get offensive and they jump off crazy on you, that already tells you what you need to know. Because a real friend is going to be like, "Oh my gosh, I did not know that you felt that way. Oh my gosh, you're right. I haven't been doing that and I'm sorry. You know, I'm going to make it better." And then you're going to see action behind it like you would any other relationship. You're going to see them actively trying to change. Okay? I'm not trying to get rid of your friends. I'm just saying, let's vet our relationships in 2024. I can't tell you how many people I have come across my career path that are like, man, I don't know. I don't even feel like she likes me anymore. You know, I never hear from him or her. And I've reached out and done this and done that. And they're not getting anything out of it. You know, you're just like squeezing an orange that's already been squeezed. It doesn't make sense. So let's vet those relationships in 2024 and see, like, can they be repaired, or is it just time to let them go? Because guys, we do outgrow people. We really do. I've had some, you know, high school friendships pop up here lately that just are not serving them the same because they've grown up and they've grown out of each other. They've changed and went two different directions and are nothing alike and just don't even have the same interest enough to even keep up with each other. And it's okay. You don't have to feel guilty about letting that go. You literally can, most of the time, quietly exit left, because if they're not reaching out anyway, never the wiser. Let's talk about our romantic relationships. Since we're on the topic of relationships, those are always the heavier pieces there. It's relationships are so sticky, right? Because I can just say, as women, we tend to stick in relationships way too long, way longer than we should. It should have been over a long time ago and we're still there, you know, still there. Or are we in a relationship where like, I'm ready to let it go, but I just haven't yet? I don't know. 2024 though might be that year. It might be the year you decide, okay, I've been sitting around long enough, waiting for him to walk away, her to walk away, because I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings or break anyone's heart. This might be the year, guys. This might be the year. The longer you hold on to that, the more feeling somebody is getting in there that you're not, or resentment is building between one or both of you guys. If it's not a great fit, find a way to let it go. Find a way to just let it go. I mean, come to an amicable, that means together, decision of like, hey, we've tried everything. It's not working. We should just be, you know, be cool and just let it go. What I would love to see is people to start letting relationships go before you start cheating on each other. Start letting relationships go before you start disrespecting each other. Start getting help if you need to. Like, that's the thing. Therapy is for not just individuals, it's also for couples as well. I always tell my couples, don't wait till things get so detrimental and so horrible before you go and seek therapy. You don't have to be married to get therapy. Let's start there. I hate when people think that. You don't have to be married to get therapy. Do you need to be in a pretty serious relationship? You do. You do. It needs to be a monogamous, serious relationship that you've been in. You're having some struggles, and we need a little bit of help. But don't wait till it starts getting so bad before you go, because it makes it harder on your therapist to triage, and it also makes it difficult on you guys. You want to go right when you start feeling like, whew, our communication kind of sucks. We need to go get some help. That way you catch it before any resentment and hard feelings are built. Okay, so do try therapy when you're struggling in your relationships. But if you are in a no good relationship, I want you to work on 2024 being that year where you sit down with that person and say, what do we need to do? How do you feel about this? Do you want to try therapy? Do you want to try some of the tools that are out there, or do you want to just let this go? Like, what do you think? Do you want to work on it or not? And come to a conclusion together of what that's going to look like and if that's going to be a thing. I always tell my couples there's nothing wrong with doing everything you possibly can think of before you walk out that door, because if you do, then we've done everything we could and it just didn't work. And then you can leave out of the situation not feeling the woulda, coulda, shouldas, and man, I wonder if we would have done this, and we could have done this, and I should have just not done this. You can walk out with a clear conscience and a closed door, knowing that you did everything you could and you just weren't meant to be. So, just saying, if you have a great relationship, that is awesome. What more can we do to make it even better? It may be a great communicative relationship, but could we start dating each other more? Could we start, doing things together, experiences, traveling, whatever it is that you guys love to do? Can you do more of it? Can we go back to the basics of how we even got back together? Because I notice my couples do that too. Of after time goes on, we stop doing the things that we did to get the person, or when we were in the lollipop land, we stopped doing those things because I got them now and we've got kids and we've got jobs. So what? Plan some time to go and date. Plan some time to sit down and have check-ins together. And what are the things that you think we're doing good and we're not doing good and could improve on? Sit down and plan that stuff out. Plan a trip, even if it's far out, and take off and go do it. Get a babysitter and go have some time together. Okay, so relationships are super important of all kinds. Just asking you in 2024 to be intentional with them once you've vetted them and made sure that you have the right people in your space and in your life going into this new year. Now, how can I be intentional on my end with those relationships that are left? That means I need to pick up the phone and say good morning, or send a little cute meme, or hope you're having a great day, or good luck on your test or your promotion. Hey, when can we catch up and go catch some drinks together, girl? Whatever it is, telling the person that you're with that you love them, sometimes for no reason at all. If my men are watching this, go and get your woman some flowers. You don't have to have a reason. Valentine's Day is not the only day you need to be going and getting flowers for no reason at all. When you go on your date that you're now going to plan, pop up with some flowers. Have some flowers sitting in the seat when she opens the door. Listen, that would definitely make me happy, honey. I don't know about you. But whatever your person likes or your people like, find out what they like and be intentional with their special times, their special days and events going on. But just be intentional even with your attention towards them, and they should be given the same back. And if for some reason there's a need to apologize to someone, I mean a whole full-hearted apology, please do it. You do not have to wait. I have people say, man, it's been so long and I feel embarrassed now, or it's been too long. It's never too long. It's never too late to wipe the slate clean and start over. And it may not be squeaky clean, but the narrative that was there won't still be there anymore. It's never too late to go and say, hey, I'm sorry. I know I should have said this a long time ago, and maybe it's still in your heart and it's still on mine, and I know I hurt you. I'm sorry for XYZ. It's never too late. Okay, let's talk about finances. That's money, honey. Yes, the money. In 2024, let's do more of saving, myself included. Y'all, I like to shop and I like to go out to eat, but those things do not build wealth and save money. So finances and savings is something I get all the time as well, of people wanting to do better with and wanting to do more of. So What are the things that we can cut back on? What are the things that you do that you could scale back on? And even savings. So I have a couple of savings tools here, and I will link them down below. So I got this guy from Amazon, and it is so nifty, guys. Let me show you. Okay. So you have things like this, right? Or they have all these different little savings tools in the back of here. This is a really easy one. Sorry, my little things are sliding out there, but where you can do all tens. So you have different ways of saving. There's like 35. So, and what I did is I went to Hobby Lobby and I bought these guys. And you can take them, and when you are, filling in the space, you can just put them on there. So I bought those. Or you can color them in. I have some where I've just colored them in with highlighters. But getting things like this, if you struggle with just putting money back, will help. There's some people who make enough money where you legit probably should have like $100 drafted out of your account going into your savings, right? If you have the money to do that, cool. But if you struggle to save money, then you might get you something like this that has these different tools in them to help you save. And then get you like an envelope, a bank bag. You can literally go to your bank and ask for a bank bag. Or you can buy something to put it in. These right here, this is also from Amazon as well. And so they're budget books. Now I had this one customized, but they're budget books. And inside, you can have like different things put on the envelope. So I put like self-care on there. You see, you can just have different things put on there. I took all the money out of this thing for this purpose, but you can just put different things on there that you want to save for. And guys, I want you to not think big. Think small on this, right? You do not have to go super big with saving. You just have to save. Some of my people may be like, Tiffany, I got barely money to even scrape together to put in a savings. $5, sis. $5. Just take $5. Or what I'll do sometimes, especially for myself and my daughter, I'll count how many of these envelopes I have. And even if you I'll tell my daughter, put $1 in each envelope every time you get money. Eventually, this is sitting somewhere you don't even know where it is. It's going to add up. But even if you put $5 or $10 to the side, something is still something. It's still a win. Put it to the side until it builds up, and then you can go and do something nice for yourself, pay off a debt, maybe get something done to your car, your home, whatever it is that you've been saving for, okay? So in 2024, we want to build up our savings and do a lot less like crazy random spending. Start paying off some of your debt slowly using the snowball effect. If you don't know what that is like when I was buying my home, I took all of my debt and I put it all together. And I put it in order from like the greatest debt I had all the way down to like the smallest little bill that I had. And you pay from the smallest bill all the way up to the largest. And that doesn't mean like if the smallest is 300, you drop 300 on it. Sometimes you can make payment plans with those people. Sometimes you can just pay however much you want to until that bill is paid off, and then you go to the next bill. But it just means going from paying off the smallest thing to the largest thing. So if you have 5 credit cards and one of them's only $200 and the other one's like $1,500, start with the 200 one and start. Of course, you want to pay all of the rest of them, while you're going the minimum amount, but you're going to put heavier chunks towards the smaller one until it's paid off. And when that was paid off, you move to the next highest one. So start paying your debts off so that you can go and get that nicer car without having to have a cosigner, or, get one major credit card that's, a greater amount and not have 6 of them. Get that home that you've been wanting to save up for, whatever it is that you're wanting to fix your credit for. That will help by starting to pay off your debt. Also, one more thing on that is, usually if you get paid every 2 weeks, there are 2 months during the year where you usually get an extra paycheck. I used to go through when I got paid every 2 weeks, and honey, I would be highlighting the mess out of my paydays trying to find those extra checks. Take those extra checks and don't just blow them. Put them to good use. What is something that you could pay off, or how much of it can you put in savings, and then go do something nice for yourself. Same thing with income tax. I know that's coming up. Don't just blow your income tax unless you're going to use it towards something like all year long. I've been paying off this stuff. I'm going to take my income tax and put it towards a trip to Cozumel. Okay, that's doable because it's expensive to travel and I want you to see the world. I love seeing the world. So take it and put it towards a trip. It knocks off a really big chunk, especially for my single moms out there. I know that world where you're not just paying for yourself, you're paying for other people too. And so take that and put it on a trip and it automatically knocks off a big chunk for you. But take those extra checks and put it towards something good and then something enjoyable. So I will often take something big and I'll pay off one smaller debt that I already had lined up, and the rest is mine to play with. Or you could do that, put a little bit in savings, and then go do something nice for yourself. So anyways, let's get our finances together in 2024. If you've been talking about doing that, wanting to do it, wanting to get a home, listen, you have to have money saved up to get a home. All those charges that come with getting these houses, you have to have money saved up to get a home, and your credit does have to be at least a 620. So whatever it is that you've been aiming for in this new year, start doing it today. And hear me say, it doesn't have to be extravagant. Literally $5 or $10, that's something you would eat up at McDonald's with one person. Put it to the side. Go get you one of these books and start saving or marking off things as you save them up. But start saving in 2024. Okay, guys, before moving on, if this has been helping you so far, don't forget to hit the like button. That helps my channel out. That helps the algorithm out of my channel and of this so that other people can see it and get a hold to it just like you. And it's very much so appreciated. It is free 99 to you guys to help out your influencers to do that. So always remember, if you like it and if you stuck with it, to hit the like button, especially the Journey fam. Come on now, Journey fam. I help your sis out here, okay? But anyways, and if you are not a member of the Journey family and you're enjoying this content and would like to be a part of our family, we would love to have you. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And yeah, on to the next thing. Let's talk about boundaries. I know that that is a word that you guys have been hearing because it has been buzzing all over everywhere. Boundaries are something you're going to need to have with even yourself. To even do any of the things we've already talked about earlier on in this video, you're going to have self boundaries, which means you're going to have self accountability. You're going to have self restraint. You're going to have boundaries with yourself to make sure you are doing what you're supposed to be doing or what you said you're going to be doing. If I tell myself I'm not going to do something, my boundary is do not cross your own boundary. Don't do what you said you're not going to do. Make sure you're doing what you said you're going to do. Holding myself accountable, if you will. Boundaries are super important, guys, because if you don't have them, they can tend to be the reason that you get used. They tend to be the reason you do things you don't really want to do or never wanted to do, but you're doing anyway. Not having boundaries is where most of our people-pleasing people come from. It's like not being able to say no. So in 2024, we need to learn with the new us to say no. To say no unapologetically, and just mean what you say and say what you mean. I don't want to do it means I'm not going to do it. And I'm not going to feel bad for not wanting to because that is my choice to not, right? Boundaries are for like everybody, your children, your dog, your mama, they're for everybody. Okay. And so like a boundary for my dog was you don't get on my furniture. And I taught her that so she knew when she got on the furniture, that was a no-no, right? We have boundaries with everybody. I will tell you the hardest boundaries to have are with our family. It is so hard because they're so accustomed to us doing what they want, what they want us to do, that when you try to implement boundaries with them, they get a little crazy. They will get over it, honey. They will get over it. Trust and believe. I've had to do it myself. They will get over it. Set your boundaries with yourself so that you make sure that you don't cross them. Set boundaries for your family and then implement them. Okay. Boundaries keep us respected and keep us safe. Remember that we teach people how to treat us. And that's by what we allow and what we allow them to do and by what we do. So make sure you're exercising those boundaries. Oh, and I have this book. It is called Set Boundaries and Find Peace by Nedra Glover Tawwab. I don't know if you guys have seen her or heard of her. I bet you have. She's all over Instagram. This is the truth. Okay, and I went through this thing and it's highlighted in there, honey, and wrote on. It even has like little exercises in between the chapter. Homegirl ain't paying me a dime to advertise for this, but I do send her a lot of business because everybody that comes to me in therapy that has struggled with boundaries gets recommended this book. If you don't like to read, they also have it on Audible. Let me just tell you a little quick 2.5 trick. If you have you want Audible but don't want to pay for it and you just want to listen to the book, they have a 30-day free trial. So you can sign up for the 30-day free trial and listen to the book, and maybe you'll like it and you'll keep the subscription. But let's say you don't and you listen to the book, you can just unsubscribe and you don't get charged. So that is a way, a free way to listen to the book if you don't like to read. But y'all, this book is good. She's also on Instagram, so you can find her and follow her there, where she drops gems every single day that are really relatable and really help people. So, but if you have trouble with setting boundaries with people, because that is such a hard thing to do, guys. It took me a lot of practice to get it down. And I won't say that I don't waver sometimes, but for the most part, I snatch myself back, right? Because that's my own self boundary. But get this book. Get this book and read it and study it, and then start implementing those skills. Your girl's throat was dry, a little parched. Okay, let's get organized in 2024. That is the next one, is just to get organized, guys. If you got a messy house, a messy apartment, if you're just in a room, a messy room, if your car is messy, if your trunk is messy, let's get that stuff straightened up. Let's start getting organized in 2024. What I can tell you as a therapist to you is that the cleaner your space is, the better you will feel. Now, I know that there's some people who have grown up in that level of chaos or stuff or whatever you want to call it. And so it may be more normalized for you. But for my people who struggle with anxiety and depression, the one thing that we do know is that when you have anxiety and depression and your space looks chaotic and crazy, it makes your depression and anxiety worse. But if your place is nice and clean and straightened up and you have that, it actually helps combat that depression or anxiety, because it's not the same. It's not parallel. It's almost like a trick of the mind, right? The mind doesn't know what to do with that because it doesn't match. So it tries to lift your spirits because I feel bad, but my house is clean. I feel bad, but that candle smells so good. I feel bad, but like I really love my place, even though I'm really sad right now. Like, it helps lift your mood if your place or your car is nice and clean. If you feel crazy from work and you get in your crazy messy car, you're going to just be angry. You're just going to be mad. You're going to be just mad because everything feels crazy and chaotic in this cup and this, and then you're just mad and crazy and mad at yourself, mad at whatever situation is going on. But if you get in your clean car and you're already feeling bad, but it smells good in there and it's clean and it's warm, it starts to kind of work on and combat that feeling that's going on inside and kind of lower that stress just a little bit. So let's start cleaning our cars, homie. Today, okay, let's drive on over to the car wash and get all the McDonald's cups and Burger King out, throw it away, and practice every time you get out of your car getting the trash that you put in your car out. Don't throw it on the street. I hate to see that. Go to the gas station, get the stuff out, or get it out at home and throw it away. Grab 2 or 3 things you've been leaving in your car and get it and take it inside and put it away. They have trunk organizer bins that are on Amazon that I will drop down below that you can get, because I have my trunk all nice and neat and organized. It's a bin for everything. It's a bin for exercise stuff. It's an emergency bin in there because my mom's always like, you need an emergency bin. It's an emergency bin in there with all my emergency stuff in there. It's a tote in there for my bags for when I go to places that don't have grocery bags. Organize your trunk so that you can, one, put stuff in it, and two, it's not crazy. You're not living out of your trunk. Unless you're literally living out of it, you shouldn't have crap all in your trunk or all in your car. Straighten out your cars, organize your homes. Guys, they have these bins. Organizing is like the new thing, right? And they have these bins on everywhere now. They're at TJ Maxx, they're at Marshall's, and they have some smaller ones, but I've used them. But go and grab you some of these bins and start organizing your drawers. Pick a room in your home and start organizing it. I will tell you that I've gone to all the stores, TJ Maxx, Marshall's, Walmart. I mean, they have them everywhere, but Amazon was still the best price over all of my research, and you got the most bang for your buck. So look, I will list the ones that I bought on Amazon. These were so nifty. I've been using them like crazy, and I still have this many left over. So I bought these originally to organize my at-home office, but they are so nifty and so handy. So start organizing your space, guys, and let's not think black and white. Okay, I hear my clients say all the time, like, I just get so overwhelmed. Listen, you don't have to do it all in one day. Pick a room. And if your house is extremely junky, pick a room and, like, I'm going to start in the living room. I always recommend starting with the living room because it's the first thing that you see when you walk into your home. That's the first thing you see. And so if you are upset or you are sad or you are whatever you're feeling and you open the door to your home, you want that first initial feel to be of cleanliness, of warmth, of, like, this is my home. You want it to be something that you're proud of. You want it to be something that if somebody stopped over, you're not running around scrounging trying to clean up. So start with your living room, but you don't have to. You can start anywhere you want to. I just recommend the living room. And just every day work on it until that space is done. And not done as in, like, you've got all the things you need, but I have cleaned this space with what I have today as much as I can. And then I'm going to move to the next room. Okay. And then you can start picking up little things here and there, like the organizers for the room you've already, like, cleaned up, to start, like, pulling it together a little bit more, or redecorating or donating things from it. But start cleaning up. Hangers of Hope, Salvation Army, all those different places. You guys probably have some different ones from different areas. Donate stuff you don't use anymore. Donate stuff that you've outgrown. Donate stuff you don't even like anymore. Donate stuff that people have given you that you never liked. Like, get rid of the clutter and throw away the trash. Pick up your clothes. Start organizing your space. I promise you it will help your mental health and your mind so much, as well as when people come to see you, you're not stressed out because you're having to hurry up and clean up. So let's get organized in 2024. Self-care. Let's talk about self-care. So when I say self-care, everybody's always like, what is that? Self-care is whatever you want it to be. Self-care means not what do I have to do, but what do I love to do? What do I like to do? What brings me joy? What brings me comfort? What do I like? And don't say sleep, because that, now sleep is like our basic needs, and we can take a nap. That's okay. And that is part of self-caring, but slumber sleeping every day, all day long is not self-care. We need to do more than just sleep. Okay. So, I have a few things wrote down. Rest, of course, is one. You do need the proper rest. But when I say rest in the form of self-care, that means, like, I've had a great day. I've done this and I've done that and I've done this for myself. And I'm gonna go take me a nap and just give me a couple of good hours of warm sleep after a warm bath and just relax. Sure, why not? Or you're such a busy person that today I'm just going to rest in the house. I'm going to get up. I'm going to clean up my space, light my candles, get me a glass of wine, put me on my cute little two-piece set, and I'm just going to chill and read a book and watch movies. That is rest. That's rest of the body because we're not doing work. Okay, so that works. Maybe you need to be drinking more water. That goes for both exercise, health, and for self-care. Drinking your water, exercising, going to the gym. And guys, you don't have to just go to the gym. Everybody's not a gym person, and everybody don't have money for the gym. But what about a walk around your neighborhood? What about finding a YouTube video? Because there's a gazillion of them on there that suits your needs for the time being, and doing exercise or yoga or whatever it is from the comfort of your own home. It does not have to be going to the gym. Use a spare room, clear out some space in your room or your living room, and just put on YouTube and do it from there. If you have a gym membership, making a commitment to go to the gym more often, something I need to be telling myself, and and going to the gym and just walking the treadmill for 30 minutes if that's what you want to do. Because it is, I don't know where you guys are, but right now where I'm at, it is cold. So and in the summer it's blistering hot. So if you don't want to be out in the elements, then going to a gym or a track or somewhere and walking there. So make sure you get your exercise. Wash routines. For some people, their self-care is taking warm baths and bubble baths and the wine and the book or the iPad, and soaks and skin scrubs and the whole bath routine thing. For some people, that's self-care. Reading a good book snuggled up. That's people's self-care. Going for long intentional walks. I mean, massages, facials. Some people is going to get their nails and hair done. It is whatever you want it to be, guys, as long as it is something that doesn't involve work and it's something that you enjoy and helps make you feel relaxed. What does your self-care look like? Start writing it down, making a list. I always have my clients make a list of their self-care and then go and Google self-care and watch how many things pop up. And when they do, I want you to just go through there and see, is there anything on that list that I could add to my list and start doing? So do that and see how much you can kind of drum up your self-care list. Self-care is important for mental health. Self-care is important for moms, especially new moms, single moms, just moms in general, working people, traveling people. Everybody needs self-care. You need to take care of yourself. We don't work just to pay bills. We work to also enjoy life, and you need to figure out what that enjoying life looks like for you in 2024. Make sure you drop me a line and tell me what your self-care looks like. I want to know. Goals, of course, because when we think about 2024, we definitely think about what are our goals. If you had goals last year that you didn't accomplish, that's okay. We can always roll them over into the new year because most people can't achieve all their goals in one year. Hey, if you can, kudos to you, honey. But most of the time, there's so many of them, and we have life going on at the same time that it's hard to do that. So let's roll them over into the new year. Grab you a notepad, a book, your journal, whatever it is, and write down those goals that you had last year that you didn't quite accomplish. And then at the end of it, write down your new goals. Write down the goals for 2024 you want to try to see if you can accomplish. Okay, now we've got a whole list of goals. Start going through your old goals. What are some of the things that really don't fit for my life right now that I can cross off or erase, or that no longer is a goal for me, cross off or erase? And now we have just the things that we actually want to be goals for 2024, 2025, right? Start going through those goals then and seeing what are some of these goals that I can actually start on and start accomplishing today. Like drinking more water, doing an exercise routine, getting more organized, which means maybe I go get me a planner and start actually mapping out my bill dates and mapping out my appointments, getting my appointments done. Like, what are the goals that I literally can control right now? There's some like I want a new car. I can't control that right now, you know? And so that may not be something that you can control right now, but it's still a goal. I want to buy a new house, like those big things that are something that you have to actually plan for and save up for. But still, even those, when we talk about what can we do today, that looks like starting to save money. So, what are the things that we can be doing starting today to help ourselves achieve those goals? Those are really big. Mood boards, that's all the big rave right now is vision boards, mood boards, all those things. So you have Canva, the ones everybody's doing in Canva. So your digital boards where you go and you find pictures off the internet, then you go on Canva and put them on there, make them all nice, neat, and cute. And then you can use them as your backdrop on your phones, your iPads. You can print them out. You can put them anywhere you want to put them. Or you can go old school and you can make a traditional vision board where you go buy a poster board or something and you get magazines and sit there and cut out the squares and the words and write and put them all on there. So you can do either one, and people hang them above their beds. People are hanging them in their closets, in their offices. And I was watching one YouTube video, can't remember her name, and she was saying she puts them under her bed, which I think is a great idea, because then if you don't have anywhere to put it, it's still there, and you're still kind of doing your little manifestation thing right there underneath you. So I thought that was a really cool idea that she mentioned. So yeah, make your vision board, have your vision board party, or you and your family can sit down and do it and pop some popcorn and make it cute. Or you can just sit with yourself with a glass of wine and your pages and do your thing yourself. But do map out your goals and do see what are the things that no longer fit me for where I am today. Out of what's left, what can I start doing today? Let's talk career. Okay, if you're happy in your career, let's talk about happiness. Then is there any space in your career to move up? If that's even a thing you want to do. I think that sometimes I ask that question and people are like, I don't know. I never really thought about it. Think about it. Because you need to know. For some people, they're like, I'm happy doing what I do and I don't want to move up. For some people, I've had somebody say, like, I actually make more money now with my commissions than I would if I moved up. And then I have some people who say, never really even thought about it or even thought about if I could do it. Think about it. Are you where you want to be in your career? That's what I'm asking you to ask yourself. And if not, and you love your career, but you don't love exactly what you do, or you would like to make more money or more stature, be looking into like, what are the things that I need to do to get to that spot? Are there more classes I need to take? Is there something, is it just a matter of more years, or do I need some education to apply for that job when it comes open? Be thinking about those things and putting yourself in a position to get there when it happens. If you don't like your job and you hate your job, which is something I hear more often than the latter, you need to be searching for another job. There's no better time to look for a job than when you already have one. Because now I don't have the pressure of having to hurry up and find one because I need to pay my bills, or I don't want to get kicked out of where I'm at, whatever it is. So, or I'm about to get fired. I got to hurry up and find a job. You want to be looking for a job when there's no pressure surrounding finding that job, because that means you can take your time. You can vet the jobs that are out there. You don't have to just take anything because you're in a rush to get something. You can literally find what it is you want and take your time, no matter how long that takes you to get it. So if you hate what you do in 2024, no different than the relationships that I'm telling you not to stay stuck in if they're not serving you, start looking for another job. Now, I'm not telling you to start looking for another relationship before you're done with your last relationship. Do not do that. I am telling you to look for another job while it's comfortable for you to be looking for one, and don't stay stagnant where you're at. If you're not happy, it's going to show through your work and what you do, and you're going to go home every day miserable. So in 2024, change that and start searching for something that you want to do. If you need to go back to trade school or go back to school to make that happen, then let's work on making that happen and not staying stuck a whole nother year. If it's not sustainable for another 3, 4, 5 years, then why are we doing it? The very last thing, guys, is consistency. You have to have consistency to achieve everything that we've talked about so far. You must stay consistent with yourself, consistent with others, and consistent with your goals. The only way to feel your progress is to stay consistent. So I'm asking you to not put off to tomorrow what you can do today. I'm asking you to hold yourself accountable or get you some kind of accountability partner and trust them to do that, and to stay committed to the things that you are putting in action. No matter what, if you fall off, get up and get back on it, because it happens, right? We go on diets, we break our diet, and oh, dang, I already broke it. No, you can literally go right back to drinking your water, right back to portion controlling, whatever it was you were doing. Stay consistent with your goals no matter what. Fight yourself to hold to your own boundaries and stay consistent. Okay, guys, ending thoughts are also be asking yourself, who am I? Who am I? What do I like? What do I like to do? Who do I want to be? What do I represent? You need to know who you are in all of this, right? Knowing who you are and where you want, what you want and where you want to go is what's going to help keep you going forward in your goals and your movement. So home in on who you are and what you want out of life and the things that you like, so that we're not codependent on other people to be and do that for us and to be there for us, because that's not guaranteed. You want to be a whole person all by yourself, walking into a situation with a friendship or a person and joining a get together to make that something great, okay? Not depending on other people to be whole. So I want you to be asking yourself that. If you don't know that, that is when you go get a therapist to help you figure that out and walk with you through that and figure out those things. Who am I outside of a mom, a wife, a husband, a sister, all those things, okay? I would love to know down in the comments below, what is your yearly mantra? What is your word for the year? My word for the year is to persevere. Perseverance. A couple of years ago, it was boundaries, because I needed to know boundaries to keep the things that were happening to me from happening. What is your word for the year and why? I would love to know that if you're wanting to share that with me. Thank you so much for joining me today in this video. I hope that this has helped you in some capacity. Don't forget to give it a like and subscribe for more if this is your thing. We'd love to have you in the Journey family. To all of my Journey fam, I love you guys. I hope that you guys are having a great new year already. Would love to hear from you. And yeah, we will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys.